Right, first thing this morning, my right hand rod in closer in, shallower water, just pulled up and ripped off, and it's fish with its peck missing, and weighs 43 pounds 8 ounces. There you go. Sticky baits, bloodworm, tipped off with a white chocolate pop-up. Quite a lot of bait on this one for a change. Just do something a little bit different. Move this rod way up the shelf into 12 foot of water. Right, let's do the other side. Been eating tiger nuts.
Not ours.
No. The other side, it's quite bright now, so it might not look too good. At the end of the day, just get the fish back. It's a nice, like, bit of a fight out in the boat, and then all of a sudden it just popped up, and that was the end of it. Got some good shots, Matt, yeah?
Yep, well, we're good to go.
It's baiting up. Right, that'll do. Do you want to turn it off? One out the blue, the boats come out, we thought that was finished, and then just before they start to really make too much noise, the rod, one of the rods close in roared off. Not a very good fight on this one, he give up. Short stubby one. Anyway, he's in the net, we'll have a quick look here, look. Got Matt looking after him.
Morning everyone.
There you go. He's got a little sore on one side, it's just from spawning, but we'll sort that all out before we put him back. Right, sorted.
No.
Is it? Right. We're not going to get this one out, I'm just going to do a couple of quick pictures in the water. Like, nice little short stubby one here, look. Not even going to weigh it. There you go, look. Look at that. Chunky beast. I think that's my fourth one now, isn't it? 3 nights.
3 nights.
20, a 30, a 40 and a 50. Only 60 to go, you never know. There's a few I haven't been out yet.
Nice morning fish for us.
Yeah.
Surprise.
So we'll get all the rods ready a bit later on, and a few beers in the sun, and then wait for the proceedings of this evening, because it seems like the big uns are biting between 5 and half 7. Right, that's it then. Sorted. Right, oi oi viewers, we've just had siesta time. We've had quite a few fish now, 9. So, you know, it's a bit busy at night, so we're getting no sleep when we're sitting up having the odd beer and that, right, yeah. And this is Matt here, Euro Tours, so like, I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about his business and what he does. So go on then, tell him.
Fire away. Well, basically I run trips on Lac St Cassien in southern France. Jim's come over for a bit of a holiday, caught a few fish.
You know it.
Range of packages, we're basically going to pick you up from the airport. Dead easy, 2-hour flight. Saves all the faffing about driving over here.
Oh, that's my word, faffing. Stop it. He is known as the faffer.
So it saves all the hassle. Just fly over here, pick you up from Nice. Within 3 hours you'll be on the lake in a boat, heading out fishing. So pretty good. I do range from, I just drop it off on the bank with food supplies every 3 days, or if you want to fish with me, that's also an option. Check out my website, www.cassien.co.uk.
Yeah, and you're on Facebook as well, isn't you?
And also, if you type in Euro Tours, you should find my Facebook page.
So you can give him a bit of like PM therapy on the Facebook. Mind you, you might have to wait a couple of days because he's a bit of a funny one for like replying back. So yeah, I mean, I've never really been to France, not like big fish venues, right? Yeah, the PB's £36 common, and like I met Matt on Facebook, like I've met a lot of people lately, right, and we just got talking and stuff, and I was writing my book, and I had a hell of a project in front of me, which is another story what's happened now, but anyway, turn round, right, yeah, and I just wanted a holiday at a later break, because, like, you know, writing a book which is so massive. And I just spoke to Matt, and he just said, "Oh, do you want to come out then?" And I was just like, "Do I do it? Do I do it?" All my mates are taking the mick out of me, right, saying you'd never fish in France, wrong uns and all that's happened. But I'm fishing for wrong uns, as you put it, in their current country of origin. So at the end of the day, right, yeah, I took about 2 weeks to make my mind up. Looked through the internet, scanned loads of information, right, yeah, looked at the flights. I mean, I think I got over it. I've got like a package where I can take, what do you call it, a sports package,
Sports bag, yeah.
Yeah, so you can take like 20 kilos, right, yeah. And then like your hand luggage, I put like my reels, quite a lot of heavy stuff. As long as you don't put sharps and liquids and all that in there, right, yeah. But like your reels do weigh a hell of a lot, and your camera and all that. I took the batteries out. So I mean, when I went through customs, they did pull me up and like wanted me to tell them exactly how many of what was in there. But I got through all right, but it took the weight out. And I managed to get here with the sports package, right, yeah, it was 17.9 kilo. You don't need a lot of stuff, 5 pairs of shorts, pair of Crocs, do you know what I mean, sweatshirt or two, couple of pairs of joggers, right, because in the evenings can be cold, right, yeah.
Thermal base layers are nice and lightweight, nice and easy.
Yeah, coat and all that, I mean.
Thermal waterproofs, dead easy. Stop.
I didn't bother. I mean, I was expecting to be like a few t-shirts as well, you know what I mean? So, and plenty of sun cream in that, alright? But you just got to plan it out, right, yeah? And I tell you, I couldn't believe how easy it was, and I haven't got that 1,000-mile journey across like France and that, right? With all the grief, and I've turned up fresh as fresh. And I got there like, so I got an hour and a half early at Stansted Airport, right, yeah? And I could sit there and have a couple of beers, do you know what I mean? And then like I got on the plane, fell asleep for about 40 minutes, didn't even have a beer on the plane. It was 2 hours, right, yeah, on the plane, and I'm here. And like by the time I got through customs outside really quick, I reckon 20 minutes, 25 minutes max. And then like Matt was stuck in the traffic, so he was about 15 minutes late. But you know, at the end of the day, right, yeah, I haven't like struggled across, and it's fresh, and we were fishing that. Okay, it was a monsoon, but that is a bit like.
You did bring the weather with you, Jim.
No,
it was pretty bad, to be fair. That's the worst I've ever seen it.
Well, the lake come up at least 2 foot. So when you're talking, what is it,
15,000 acres, yeah.
Yeah, it's come up 2 foot. It's about like overnight. It's just like mental, but. I mean, the weather now is pucker, you know, it's been up to, I would have said, 25 degrees. Fishing's been brilliant. I've had a great time, and I've still got another 5 days and nights left if I want it. So, food's great. I mean, he cooks an awesome dinner. I can't knock it at the moment, to be honest. I mean, if it stays like this, how many fish have I had? 4, isn't it?
4, yeah.
Yeah, a 20, a 30, a 40 and a 50, and he's had 5, and a catfish. First ever one, so I think you can see from my face I'm having a great time here, right, yeah, and I ain't just saying this, I'm probably going to come back in December, and I would honestly 100% recommend the Skeezer, right, yeah. I'm not paid to say that here, right, yeah, and I have paid to be here as well, right, yeah, and it's been a mega time, and I am definitely looking forward to a trip in November, December. But instead of like staying in a swim, all right, they're here for a reason, right? Later on, I want to do a bit like moving around my sort of style of fishing, hunting them, using a boat, right, going around like that. And that'll be the next buzz for me. Anyway, I'll give you a bit of like insight. Matt's give you a lot more, right? Yeah, he's a little bit shy on the old camera, like a lot of people. But you know me, old Uncle Jim loves to dish out the therapy on the old camera, and Matt will be back later. There's Matt getting the boats ready for a party of 2. We're flying over tomorrow.
Bit noisy.
You can see it's all just go. People in, people out all the time. So the rest of the kit's down by the bivvies ready. So I'll sort all that out. So all they've got to do when he picks them up, we just drop their gear in the boat and off they go. These Matt's set up. He had a couple last night, sort of both around sort of 28, 29, maybe one was a stroke of 30. It's funny really because I'm just round the side here, but what I've done, Matt's using the bloodworm liquid, and I started to use L030. The water's dropping down now, so I've moved my rods further out, and it seems like the L030 brought the catfish in. No, sorry, the crayfish in. So when I reeled all my hook baits in the morning, they'd been done. I had one with a pop-up left, the rest were all gone. So I won't be putting any L030 out there tonight. You can see the weather's nice. I even had a wash out in the lake today. It was lovely and warm. The noises, it's just like a party of kids round here to the left. They're on a holiday at the moment. I think it's kids' Easter holiday here. They have it well later. It's just part and parcel of fishing Lake Cassien. Come tonight, it'll all be nice and quiet again. Look at that, picturesque, it's beautiful, isn't it? Where else could you want to be with your rods out at the moment? You've got the beers on ice in an ice box. Sweet. So after the crayfish hit, with no rigs, or no baits on the rigs, it was definitely a change of bait. The boilers have stayed the same, but just like removing that L030 because Matt reeled his rods in. He had 2 bites, and then his rod what had been out there as long as mine still had his bait on. So obviously they're loving that L030, but it ain't no good for me because I can't be sitting here through the bite time and there ain't no bloody baits on. So there you go, I'm back on the liquid bloodworm. Just look at it out there, it's great, isn't it, eh? Definitely coming back here, I love it. It's like well out off the beaten track. Wild carp fishing, love it. Right, I'm just going to let you know what I'm doing rig wise. I've kept things fairly simple. I got a package from Cord. I just give Adam Penny a ring and supplied me the bits I needed. I didn't want to bring loads and loads of bits, and I'll show you the 2 little tackle boxes I've used. I haven't brought my own leads because purely it's like weight wise, so that sorts them out for us. So when you come here, I think you just buy the leads or whatever anyway. They're all fairly cheap, so and they're the right ones you need. So I thought with the bit of information Matt gave me, I needed a decent snag leader, so I was going to use Amnesia, but as I'm using 18-pound like mainline, I could only get hold of 25 in clear, so that's a bit of a bummer. So I had a route through in the C section at Avenue Angling at Beccles in Suffolk, and found a proper snag leader made by Suffolk's. That was £30, so I put on sort of 20 sort of turn, 15 to 20 turns. This hasn't let me down at all. Once I've had the leader actually marmalised after a take, but it didn't let me down, so I just like cut off the sort of like maybe 8 foot and then like retied the lead core leader on. Now I want the lead core leader basically so it's like pinned down, right? Yeah, the area isn't very snaggy, to be honest. You don't have to get in a boat and get them, because most of the time you can land them from the boat, from the bank here. So with all that, I decided like I bought some 18 and 25 pound quarter supernatural, just in case. I know there's a lot of craze in here. I mean, it's like mental. They haven't really got onto me until yesterday, and all my rods are getting marmalised like in water up to sort of 18 to 20 foot. So tonight I'm going to bait in the shallow water and then drop down the shelf, and I'm going to go into deeper water and see if I can get away from it and just put a few baits around the hook baits. Anyway, wanted to use a coated hook link, give me like, so it's like opens out on the bottom because you're like placing them in a boat, and I don't want to move the hook bait around too much once I've found the soft bottom I want to fish over. So I did try that one. I've had one bite on that, but it seemed to sort of like a little bit more movement, even though I'm stripping the outer casing off, the plastic casing off, and I've gone with like the softer version. So this is £20. Hasn't let me down yet. I don't think I've even had it like damaged yet. I've had hooks damaged when you reel them in to like replace them by boat for the next 12 to 24 hours, you know. Hooks as well, I've kept that sort of, not, I have got some bigger one size 4s, but again Matt said like he's getting away with using size 6s, so I'm using like the quarter size 6 in the curves. I am sharpening these up, taking like a bit of the metal off, right, yeah, like I do, make the like the point like long and thinner, so it like slides in. I mean, these fish have got like unbelievable like rubbery mouths. I mean, like the crunch up crays, mussels. I mean, I think I showed you on the film, definitely got some pictures of them, that these fish are sort of like, the mouths, it's just unbelievable, like just eating machines. So they've got really hard. I mean, if I was fishing in a snag, yeah, I'd have to like mess around with bigger hooks, stronger hooks and all the rest of it, but we're getting bites and going straight in the boat and getting above them and then like just playing them from the boat. So everything's gone alright so far. Like the actual rig wise, Matt's gone on with shrink tubing, right, yeah. He's got a little bit at the end of the hook, right, yeah, just to hold the hair in place, and then a little bit above the eye, right, yeah, and curving it. But I've just gone for blowback style. Don't know why I really done that, to be honest, but I do prefer it if I do use a bottom bait or a dark side rig in the UK. I put on a small micro ring on the shank and then just do a granny knot and hold the hair in position. So both setups are done alright. We've had, what was it, 9 fish. Matt's had, oh god, what's Matt had? Now we've had more than 9 now because he had 2 the other night. So that's 7, god, not 7. He's had 7 and I've had 4. He's had a lot of the smaller ones, like he's had that 50 and I've been lucky and had a 40 and a 50. And his ones are sort of like 20, sort of mid-20s to sort of 29, 30 pound. So rig wise as well, what we're doing as well, like on the end parts, I did want 24 mils, but just couldn't get them done in time. But when I come again, I will be using 24 millers, right, yeah, feeding 20s and 24s, but the hook bait will be bigger, and I will acquire these hook baits a long time in advance, or I will make some up personally myself, like out of hook bait hardeners and that, right, yeah, and then like mega dry them out so they're like bullets, and that just gives me like more and more time I can leave them out. We're tipping them off with like sticky baits. Matt was using the peach and pepper ones, right, yeah. I mean, I had 2 on them and 2 on the white chocolate. It's just a like snowman style, right, so it's a 20mm bottom bait, 16mm pop up, and that just sort of like lifts it up, right, yeah, and gives it a bit more movement so it ain't hard right on the deck. This has worked fine. I mean, I couldn't get bites on the pepper ones, right, yeah, and just carried on with the white chocolate, but Matt started using the 15mm bloodworm pop-ups, and he had a couple doing that. I put them on my rods. I've got 2 on now, but to be fair, I've been crayed the last 2 nights and it's been a blooming nightmare, and so I haven't had nothing off that yet, but I haven't had nothing off the white ones either. So at the end of the day, I'm going to stick with 2 on the bloodworm, 2 on the white chocolate. Rigs are all ready. I'll show you that in a minute, and then what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to get a selection of bits I'm doing, right, yeah, and run it through with you, right. It's really easy, which is basic stuff, but I am still sharpening them hooks, like I said, you know, because I feel like just that extra bit of like thin point, but needle and sticky sharp. I mean, like that 50, it was like a few bleeps, another bleep, couple more bleeps. It's like it was shaking, but it just could not get off that hook, and then it pulled tight, and by the time that had happened, I'd got hold of the rod. I think he was a bit of a wily old creature, that one, but he got nailed on one of Uncle Jim's like super sharp sticky hooks. So Anyway, I'm just going to get the bits ready and then run through them with you, alright? They're the leaders I'm using, right, yeah, so I've got no, as Matt loves the word, no faffing around. Right, I'm using cord of £20 end trap soft. There. Right, I'm stripping back about, I don't know, 9 inch. I just use my teeth. If you're a pussy, you can use one of them weird stripper things. Right, and then after that I'm cutting about 14 inch, 16 inch. So in total I've got about 2.25 foot here. Like I said, I like to keep things fairly simple. Right, I pull the hook right down to where the coating starts there. I do a small loop, like so, and I go through 7 times. Why 7 times? Lucky 7. You don't have to go 7, it's all down to yourself. I do. Then I just start to pull a loop like that, and then pull the coated end like so, and then pulls the knot in nice. You can see I'm holding it right nice, look. Get one of your jobby things, pullers. I just use a pair of scissors, just pull it down. Pull the hair as well, so everything is like right tight, because they do fight really well. You should do this anyway. There it is, like it's dead in line with the shank of the hook. See that? Lovely. Right, I'm using one of them quarter micro rings like that, and I just put it on like so. You might have noticed I haven't sharpened the hook yet, but I'll do that later. Right, I put the ring towards the end, just before it goes round on the curve. Wet it and then just push it through, like so. It's really simple. And then a little tip here, right, yeah, is slightly pull it straight and then push it back towards the eye, and it lifts it up, like so. I've got a load of birds playing behind me at the moment. Anyway, just put the tag through that loop and then through the other loops. It's just a granny knot, and that ties down on the ring, and then put the ring where you want it. I like it towards the end, but don't go right to the end though, because then if you do cast it out, this can like come off, and you don't want that. See, look, it can't come off. If I go a few more mil, that could come off. So nice and simple. There you go, that's what I'm doing. And then the next thing, put on one of these, I don't even know what they're called, to be honest. I call them like heavy float stops. They're called a jobbies anyway. Just put them on. You can use a shot if you want. Why I'm doing this is purely there's a bit of weight, like so. Right, so then what I do is get some heavy metal gear, which is down here, if I can find it. Matt normally likes a little poach around. Here we go. He rather likes my scissors, to be honest, but he loves to little poach around in my tackle box, as he ain't been in England for so long. All the new bits, I haven't brought like loads with me, but I put some of that dark matter on there like that, mould it round so it's heavy, yeah? Right, why I'm doing this is because just put a bit of saliva on it and then keep moulding it so it's nice, smooth, like so. You can imagine, look, when that goes in the fish's mouth like so, there, call it there, look. See, that pulls it down. It's just a bit of weight to hold it inside the mouth. There you go, look. Right, the next part is put the baits on. So I'll just grab a couple of baits. Right, they're the pop-ups I'm using. Right, people always ask me why don't I like commit to my hair? Haven't I got my hair tied? Well, that's the reason why I don't want to commit to my hair. I've got to have several different hairs tied up, which is no good to me, because I might want to put a single bait on, I might want to go to a particle bait, or like even separate two baits. So like all I do now is just measure it like that. It's a little bit long there, so just pull it down slightly. I mean, who can't do this? It's just like a loop knot, and then pull it back through and under. Simple as. And again, just hook it on. As soon as you get over the knot of the hair, get your scissors and just cut that off. Then get a boiler stop, put that into position, just make sure everything's sweet, and that is basically all I'm doing. So I'm using quite small hooks, size 6 curved shanks, and then quite a long hair, because you can imagine, like, I've got the two baits here, and then I've still got a fair gap here, so that just sits on the bottom. That just sits up like that. So as I suck it in, it goes into the mouth. Then you've got the weight here that just holds it in position in the mouth. So you can imagine it's quite a bit of weight there. I'm fishing sort of like a 14-inch hook link. I'll just get the lead up and I'll show you what I'm doing there next. Right, here's the ready-made leader. I mean, it's entirely up to you what you want to do, but what I do is, like, I've got plenty of hook link there. I do a big loop here now. I don't know why, I've always done this with this coated hook link. A lot of the time I would do this first before I put the bait on. So you put the bait through the loop, then the following tag through the loop, then just pull it down like so. At the last moment, wet it and get good full. It's even more so when you're here, because these mothers fight like demons. Then I cut a tag here. Hopefully I can find my lighter, which I have. And then just for added security, right, yeah, and peace of mind, I just like to blob the end like that. Take it down real slow, like that. Just round it off. And then there's a couple of little bits I do. Some more heavy metal. Sorry, dark matter. I can't help calling it that. I've always called it that. I don't even use the stuff anymore. Right, one blob up. Say 4 inches along the hook link like that. Nice big lump there, see it? Look. And further along. People that watch my vlogs know I do this anyway. Then I put a slightly smaller bit towards the lead end, so you can imagine, look, that's a safety clip going along, slightly smaller. There's the weight to hold the hook in place, and that's about 13-14 inch, that whole hook link. And I'm just using, it's quite a sandy bottom. Matt just said bring like light coloured leaders, so that's what I've done. One other thing I like to do with this part, I mean, I think most, they should either tell you to do it, I don't mean tell you, but show you, right, yeah, or they should be doctored themselves. That's to put a little snip just in there, a few mil, right? And why I do that, you haven't got to cut this bit around then, because this, at times this is wrong. I think this should be like fairly smooth as well, but like wet it in the rubber as well, sleeve, right, yeah, so it's easy, more easy for it to eject. And then I just push it inside, right, yeah, and then twist at the last moment, and you can see, look, that sits there really nice and neat, yeah, but it'll pull out with the force of the, look, see, hell of a lot easier. If I do it the other way, right, without the cut, look, watch. The problem is I've got to cut the other side, look, look. Look. See? But with that like little bit, you just go like 3 or 4 mil along, take it in down the side and then twist at the last moment. That sits there sweet as a pea. Safety, of course, first. But they should be made like that as far as I'm concerned. Because there's a lot of people like novices and that, they don't know what they're doing. So, anyway, there's a little bit of safety from Uncle Jim. Just think, look, that's in there like that. See? And if you want to, you know, I don't mind him showing it, look. If you want to cut it down even more, cut it right off so it's mega safe. Look. Cut it off. Think about what you're doing. You know, just push it in again. Look. It's only a lead. At the end of the day, right, yeah, fish must come first. Alright? So that's enough about rig stuff, or rig time from Uncle Jim. Right, I'm going to have a beer. It's mid 20 plus here. And I'm going to have a chill out now. We're going to show you a little bit more tomorrow about, maybe even tonight, taking the camcorder out in the boat and show you what we're doing out in the boat. Simple but effective. There you go. Right, there's a selection of the pop-ups I'm using. There's the baits, sticky baits, bloodworm, and there's the 2 tackle box. Wallet one and just a normal, just little zip up tackle box. A few little bits in there, and there you go. Done. Right, here's the boat ready for a bloke who's just flown over. All Matt's got to do is pick him up, bring him to the lake. Boat's ready to go. Look, there's the rods, bed chair, etc, etc, all in the boat to go. Right, yeah. So he takes the geezer down the hypermarket, gets his food for the first 3 days, and then replenishes him in the next 2 to 3 days with more batteries for the boat and food, etc. Now how simple is that? And then once his session's up, he then takes the geezer back to the airport. It's for a slice of Lake Cassien, it's just like, seems a bit too easy really, but there you go. So he's going fishing on his own, he's not having Matt as a guide. There you go, simple as. Right, Matt's just gone to pick that geezer up, who's going off in the boat, do his own bit of fishing, and while he's been gone, we've left it a little bit later because of the crayfish attack, but what I've decided to do is I've gone right out into deeper water. I'm ranging depths now. Where we were fishing up to 18, the shallowest I got is like 21, and then they go down to like 33.8, but they're all on soft bottom. Just put sort of 5 to 6 handfuls of bloodworm boilies around it. Fishing a little bit tighter because I've got my lines out a lot further now, so I don't want them getting caught up too much. Plus the way it comes up the shell, because it's quite long and gradual, it's going to lay along the last bit. The leader will be like hopefully snug along the bottom. Of course the lead core bit will be like right along the bottom there. Found some pucker nice soft spots out there, so I mean the last 2 nights have been like deadly for me. Matt's gone 24 hours and I've just reeled these rods in, and 2 of these rods have been great. So to me, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but one thing it sort of tells me is there ain't a lot of carp around right here, because like I think they'd be on their guard a little bit. So hopefully with the weather changing, we've got, well, there's a big old thunderstorm over to my left a little while ago. We've had a little bit of rain, not a lot, still 25 odd degrees here at the moment, but we've got a nice wind starting to push at us now. I don't know if it makes a lot of difference, but you know, definitely different conditions. Last night was like when I went to sleep, I said it was something like Night of the Demons. near on a full moon, cloud cover. It was like bang on, and a little bit of ripple as well with a bit of wind. So it was like, you know, I asked Matt, does it make any difference here? And he said them words, the common seem to like that sort of time and that moon phase. So I think we might have another couple of days to go before it's like proper full moon. But you know, it's 3 days for me now without a bite. So 3 days, 2 nights. I can't complain with what I've had, you know what I mean, but it'd be nice to have another couple before I go. So I've got maybe 2, I've got 2 nights, maybe 3 if I want them. I mean, if I get to the Monday night, probably pull off, go out and have a social somewhere nice, like meal somewhere, a few beers, and then just kip round Matt's. So he's going to pull out of this swim and start somewhere else, because he's been in here now since February, and we're now first week of May. So it's, you know, they're going to spawn. Some have spawned already up in the, was it Avron to my right, up in the reserve. So they're going to leg it soon. He's just thinking ahead. So he'll find a new plot somewhere, I'm sure. It won't take him long to get back on the fish. So hopefully, like, this new sort of like approach going into a lot deeper water really might pay off tonight. And plus, using the Echo, I mean, I do a lot of boat fishing, but I haven't used the Echo. I don't do that, to be honest. I in England I use the boat just to get my gear around, and if I have to go out to the fish because they're further out, just casting the boat and then feel the lead down. But like, it was nice to see sort of like things on the Echo again, you know, like structures off the bottom, weed as well on the bottom, and then like nice black bits where the silt is, and then like you put your lead down behind the outboard, because the Echo sensor is on the bottom of the outboard, and you put your lead down and you feel that soft feeling. So it was nice to sort of like do that sort of fishing again. I think it surprised Matt really how sort of good I am in a boat. I think I was born in a boat, to be honest. But there you go, a long time ago. Can't beat boat fishing, mind you. Got to chuck a bit of controversy in here. You know, them fucking bait boats. Nah, not for me. But there you go, give you all something to think about, doesn't it? A little bit of therapy from your Uncle Jim. Yeah, just before I forget as well, if you do go with a package with Matt, because this is all a bit out your, well, it's a lot out of the depth of a lot of people. Fishing such a massive lake, the depths, where to get on the fish. I mean, Matt's your man. He's a guide. I mean, he'll take your rods out for you, or if you want to put them down and feel it, right? Yeah, he'll take you out there. So it's like, you know, you're not left with a boat only if you want to like do that yourself. So if you take the package with Matt, right, yeah, guiding you, you ain't going to be left in the lurch. And plus, you're going to be in wherever he is fishing, you'll be on the fish. So he seems to have a good like track record on here now. I mean, he's bagging some serious fish. This swim, we've had 250s, and he had someone in for a few days before, and he had a 55-pound common. So it's like in less than a week, this swim's done. Was it 53 or 54 and 55 common? It's like mental, isn't it? You know, it's just unbelievable. So like, if you're thinking about maybe doing something like this, right, yeah, and you haven't got to drive and all the rest of it, you just got to fly over and that, right, yeah, it's like, just have a look at his website. He's on Facebook as well. I'll be linking my website to his, and I'm even thinking about doing maybe trips out here myself, like just come with me for a week's fishing or whatever every now and then, maybe do 4 to 6 a year, and then I'm out here as well. So keep your eyes posted, because this is something else I might be doing. Alright.